Hello all. This is our presentation, our analysis of ransomware evolution and mitigation techniques. My name is Adrian, and my group members are Junior Ambrosena, myself, and Zaris White. Ransomware is one of the biggest threats in cybersecurity. Our goal is to understand ransomware evolution and defenses, and to show you guys that as well. And this is important due to the real-life application of malware study and cybersecurity. Now, the first known forms of ransomware, like those that appeared in the early 2000s, locked files with simple encryption. Early versions of these viruses often went after single users, and they asked for money, small amounts of money, to get the decryption keys. Now, today it has changed over time to include a lot more smarter features. Modern versions do more than just encrypt files. They use evasion methods to hide from security systems, as well as spread across networks, attacking multiple computers through loopholes in security like remote desktop protocol or phishing attacks. I myself have experienced some of those RDP attacks in my last company that I worked for. One of our clients, they got hacked through an old domain controller, and they infected three other Windows 7 machines. And the reason why they got infected was because they were Windows 7 machines, and the server was an old domain controller server that was a Windows 7 machine as well. So, not a Windows 7 machine, but an old Windows server. And yeah, they were able to get in and do a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy because by the grace of God, they were old. So the company didn't lose any information, and it wasn't like they lost a lot of data or anything like that. It was kind of just an eye opener that they should not fall behind. You will, if you fall behind with updates and stuff of the sort, I believe that is when you are most vulnerable. Now, for example, we mentioned CryptoLocker, the most common in my opinion. Um, it's one of the first types of ransomware and probably one of the most common types. It uses RSA encryption, which makes it harder to get back files without paying that fee. WannaCry, one of the most modern ransomware worms, it uses the Eternal Blue flaw to quickly spread across global networks. And Ryuk, which is a newer type of ransomware that targets well-known businesses. It encrypts files with advanced methods and demands large amounts of cryptocurrency as payment. Beware of the Bitcoin. Now, our methods that we used were static analysis with using IDA Pro, a powerful disassembler to break down basically the root of the program and kind of identify if it's malicious or not without really going into the application. And for dynamic analysis, we use hybrid analysis. This is a cloud-based analysis tool from CrowdStrike that it allowed us to submit ransomware samples and automatically monitor the behavior without really having to set up our own virtual machine and all of that good stuff. You get also detailed reports on how the ransomware operates, it spreads, and how it attempts to avoid detection. And evasion techniques and mitigation research. In addition to analyzing ransomware samples, we conducted research on common techniques such as obfuscation, polymorphism, and the use of advanced encryption algorithms. We also explored mitigation strategies focusing on file recovery methods, network defenses, and user education to minimize the impact of ransomware attacks. I will say user education is probably the biggest thing in IT. People just click away at anything, and it's probably one of the biggest thing in my opinion um, to be on the lookout for, because social engineering is huge. Now, we basically just got a timeline of the evolution of ransomware, how it just started with simple encryption attacks to the more advanced forms. We gather some more insights on the adaptation of it, leveraging phishing and RDP vulnerabilities to gain access. They use stronger encryption and employs advanced obfuscation methods to evade detection. And we evaluated mitigation techniques. File recovery and network-based defenses show mixed success, not really the best. Future strategies, they need to focus more on AI-driven threat detection. I believe, much like everyone else does, AI will definitely be the future. Now, what this project did was a full study of how ransomware has changed over time, from simple attacks that use encryption to complex threats that target networks. By looking at different types of ransomware over time, we learn a lot about the methods attackers use and how these methods have changed over time to get around protection measures. By understanding this, we can spot trends and guess how ransomware methods will change in the future. Our study shows how important it is for cybersecurity defenses to keep getting better. As malware changes, so should the ways we try to stop, find, and deal with it. We help make better defenses against ransomware by looking at how it works and testing current ways to stop it. The tools and resources that we use were several, mainly IDEA Pro for static analysis and hybrid analysis for dynamic behavior analysis. In terms of resources, we refer to several research papers and reports, as well as using open source malware database Malshare for gathering ransomware samples. And this is the end. Thank you so much. God bless.